Rangers baseball is presented by AT&T Uverse TV. Well, welcome into Globe Life Park in Arlington. Another overcast night, humid and warm as the Rangers get set to try and break their losing streak. They take on the Detroit Tigers. And welcome in, everyone, along with Mark McLemore, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us on this Wednesday night for Rangers baseball. And it is a damp night, but the Rangers certainly hope to dry things out and get off that 6-game losing streak that they find themselves on. One guy they'll depend on, as they have for the last 3 years since he's been here, and that's Adrian Beltre, Mac. He has been hot.
He has been hot. Hot probably isn't the word, but he is doing everything that he possibly can. And, I go back to about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and Adrian Beltre said, if this offense is going to do anything, I've got to start hitting. And, boy, has he been hitting, and especially against this Tigers ball club. Last night at his first at-bat, he gets his 2500th career hit, and then comes back later on in the ball game, his next at-bat, and drives in a big run for this Rangers ball club. But he's put this team on his back, and he's swinging the bat well, extremely well against this Detroit Tigers ball club.
Yeah, providing the leadership on the field and in the clubhouse also. And Adrian Beltre, that .456 average going back to 2012 against the Detroit Tigers. So they would probably wish that Adrian Beltre would be off the field, but he's back out there again tonight, a red cap and all, and he will try and lead the Rangers away from this losing streak that currently stands at 6. We'll have the starting lineups and the first pitch for you, Rangers and Tigers, coming up right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. On Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T Uverse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. By the all-new Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Clouds trying to break up over Globe Life Park. Rangers getting set to take on the Detroit Tigers in game number 2. And Let's head down to the field. Emily Jones is waiting. Em?
Well, Buzz, obviously this team has found its way into a bit of a funk, losing 6 straight. And, of course, with all the injuries piling up, the options are very limited for Ron Washington as far as filling out that lineup card. He said, but as long as he's got guys to put in those spots, he'll continue to do so and have faith that they'll continue to play baseball the way he knows they can.
We know our situation, you know. Sometimes we out there playing against teams that personnel-wise, when you match them up, obviously they're better than us, but it's not the best team that wins. It's the team that play the best on that day. And every day we show up at the ballpark, especially me, I just want to be the team that play better that day.
And Wash talked about the importance of maintaining that attitude, that every day at the ballpark that they do have a chance to win, and at any moment they can turn things around. He just talked about how important it is not only for his entire team, but especially for the young guys who haven't been through situations like this, and even too for the veterans who aren't used to being in this situation. Very unfamiliar territory for this team over the last few seasons, and Wash obviously setting the tone for a team looking to hang in there.
All right, Emily, thank you. Yeah, good stuff. It does start at the top, and of course for the Rangers, that is Ron Washington. It filters down to guys like Elvis Andrus, Adrian Beltre, and company. And certainly it is a team effort. Win, lose, or draw, it's a team effort. Now let's take a look at the Tigers lineup. They'll face Joe Saunders tonight. Rajai Davis leads off. He's playing center field this evening. Ian Kinsler is next, then Miguel Cabrera. Victor Martinez bats cleanup. He's the DH. J.D. Martinez is in left field tonight. Torrey Hunter back in the lineup. He's playing right. Nick Castellanos is the third baseman. Brian Holiday catches and bats eighth. And Eugenio Suarez is the shortstop, batting ninth.
The Sonic scouting report on Joe Saunders is still looking for his first win of the season with an 0-3 record, an ERA just a little bit over 4 in 6 starts. This will be his 7th start of the season. Opponent's batting average a little bit on the high side at 368 in his last 4 starts. His last start, he took the loss. He had a season high 110 pitches. So Joe's trying to get on the board and notch that first victory of 2014.
Joe's had a couple of opportunities to get a W, left with a lead twice, and Rangers couldn't hold that. So he's pitched well at times, and hopefully he can again tonight. We'll take a look at the Ranger defense. Delivered to you tonight by Fred Loya Insurance. Outfield of Michael Choice, Leonis Martin, and Alex Rios, left, center, and right. Carlos Pena, his second start with the Rangers this go-around. Odor and Andrews up the middle, Beltre at third, and Robinson Chirinos once again behind the plate tonight for Joe Saunders. So Saunders getting set to make his third start in this ballpark as a member of the Rangers. He had not had a whole lot of success here with other teams coming in as the visitor, and hopefully that's going to turn around for him as he goes out there in a Ranger uniform. He's 0-1 in the 2 starts here this year with the Rangers, and he's pitched well. He's got a 3.18 ERA in those starts. So it's just been a matter of getting the offense going, and see if Joe Saunders can twirl up a dandy tonight. Rangers could use it. They come into play tonight. That 6-game losing streak we've been talking about. They are a season worst, 35-41. That's 6 games under 500, and they continue to struggle in this ballpark at 16-20 now at home. And 16 wins after this many home games, after 36 home games, the fewest they have had since 2001 in this ballpark. Tigers, on the other hand, a hot team. They have won 5 straight, still leading the Central Division. They are now 3 games up on Kansas City, and it seems just a few days ago that the Royals were completing 3 out of 4 series against the Tigers and took over first place. And the Tigers said, hey, wait a minute, we'll check that and see you in a little while. Now they've gotten a 3-game lead back. The Tigers playing extremely good baseball. Brad Ausmus, the first-year skipper for Detroit. And after a short delay, we are just about ready to get underway here in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Tigers at 41-32 under Brad Ausmus. Rajai Davis, a .280 hitter, leads things off, and Saunders' first pitch is all the way to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes, just a bit high.
He was a little strong on that first pitch there.
Bring the sights down just a little bit. I think the wind got it. Rise ball.
That could be a tactic as well.
Line to right center field. Leonis Martin in a hurry. He can't get there. It's by him, and he cuts it off at the track. But Davis not stopping at second. He is going to be in with a slide at third. And a good job by Joe Saunders to keep that ball from going into the photographer's bay down there and giving Detroit a run. A nice play. Saunders being exactly where he's supposed to be as the pitcher backing up third base. And he prevented that from being worse. But it's bad enough as it is with a leadoff triple.
Not exactly the way Saunders wanted to start this. Rajai Davis is swinging a very hot bat right now. After that first pitch, Saunders comes back with a fastball. Gets a little bit too much of the middle part of that play, and Davis just goes with it and drives it into the right center field gap. Martin gets to it pretty quickly, but Davis can absolutely fly. And Ruby lets one go on the relay throw. Probably an ill-advised throw, one of those that you just should probably stuff in your back pocket, especially with a guy like that running.
Now Ian Kinsler up there to face Joe Saunders. The first pitch, a changeup, floats outside for ball one. Kinsler, of course, in last night's game against Colby Lewis in the first inning, hit his 9th home run of the year. He has had good success against Joe Saunders as Ian Kinsler, a .333 career hitter. Rangers playing the infield back with Davis at third and nobody out. The pitch is way inside. 2-0 the count. And Kinsler bringing in a 4-game hitting streak. At the 4 games that the Tigers have played on this road trip. See the defensive lineman, everybody back. The Rangers will give up that run 4 and out. And Saunders missing outside badly. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Kinsler with a little wave as he went by the Ranger dugout last night, kind of igniting a small firestorm in the Metroplex. Talk radio lit up with that today, and I think it's kind of died down. 3-0 pitch is high, and that's ball 4. So a triple, now a walk. There are 2 aboard with nobody out for Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, I think fans were probably a little bit more upset than Rangers players. Obviously, most of them know Kins and know him pretty well, but yeah, I think fans were a little upset to see that.
Sure.
I don't think Colby was too happy with it either.
Well, I don't think so, Matt. But I trust Colby, being a veteran pitcher. If he was upset about it enough to do something, he would have.
He would have.
And that would have taken care of it. And as it was, Colby's inaction tells me that it wasn't that big a deal to him. So, I'm not going to worry about it.
Right.
But yeah, fans can be a little. It's easy to say, why don't you go out there and drill that guy when you're sitting up in the stands?
Very easy to say because that guy's not going to charge you in the stands.
Exactly. Now, runners at the corners. Miguel Cabrera, who is in the middle of an 0 for 6, and first ball swinging. Skies one deep down the right side, but that's going to be back into the seats and out of play. And Miguel Cabrera, look in the ranks for active players. He is first in average at .321, second in slugging, 5th in on-base percentage, and 5th with 164 game-winning RBI. That's of all players active today. That's pretty impressive.
That's very impressive. And I think the 164 game-winning RBIs is only because the other 4 probably played long. That's really it.
Yeah.
It just seems as though whenever this guy has guys on base, runners on base, he delivers. One of the best hitters that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, he certainly has against the Rangers. There's no doubt about that. This season, Cabrera, .318 overall, 13 home runs. He has driven in 61, and that's second in the American League. 1-1 the count. Saunders ready. A check of the runners. And the pitch is hit deeply enough to right field to back Rios up, tagging at third. And trotting down the line, Rajai Davis. And Miguel Cabrera drives in his 62nd run of the year, a sacrifice fly. And the Tigers jump out in front 1-0 here in the first. Mac, you mentioned last night the RBI machine that is Miguel Cabrera, and doing it right there, not trying to do anything fancy. Just got a pitch he could hit in the air and did.
And that's really all he was trying to do. He wanted to drive that run in from third base with less than 2 outs. Gets a pitch down and in. from Saunders and just takes it the other way. And he's getting the job done. But this guy is such a good hitter. You know, there's not a whole lot that phases him. If he's going to make an out, usually it's because he's getting himself out. He's a very situational hitter. He's not all about, hey, let me try and hit a 3-run homer and then roll this ball over third base. He's going to try and get the job done, and in that instance he did it.
Victor Martinez now at the plate, and he takes that slow breaking ball from Joe Saunders that dips in for strike one. Victor Martinez, a switch hitter, handling the DH George, 329. That's good for third in the American League. 19 home runs, 50 driven in. Kinsler at first, and Saunders will check him back with a toss. Ian, of course, very good base stealer still. Doesn't run quite as much as he did earlier in his career, but he can still get it done. And there you see the American League leaders in batting average. Jose Altuve, Robinson Cano, then Victor Martinez, and Adrian Beltre down there in fifth. 0-1 pitch to the plate. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe Saunders will give Robinson Chirinos a pretty good opportunity to throw people out. He varies his move to first base, and he'll slide step occasionally. He'll do whatever he possibly can to make sure that Kinsler is not in a walking lead type of situation. Give Chirinos a chance to throw him out.
Right, Saunders does a good job. He mixes up his moves, like you said, and mixes up his delivery to the plate. And, you know, so that base stealer at first really is just guessing on what the pitch is, how quickly he's going to come, you know, go to the plate. So it's really just a guessing job with that base stealer at first base.
Saunders now is falling behind, 2 balls and a strike. If you were working against a guy like Saunders and you wanted to steal a base, would you go more on count, on pitch type that you thought was coming up?
What I would do is I'd go one of either the first or second pitch, because I know if that first pitch is a fastball and it's a strike, he's probably going to come back with a breaking ball, but actually between that he's probably going to come over to first and then go to the plate. So I'm kind of thinking along with him, just especially if it's a veteran guy, he's got a pattern. So I've already looked at film of what he's done in the past and what he likes to do. So I would definitely go, early in the count, as early as possible. Didn't really like doing the, count, 1, 2, 3, unless you're at second base. Second base, it's easier, but at first base, it's a little bit different with left-handers.
2-2 the count. Victor Martinez waiting. Ian Kinsler stepping off the lead, and the pitch is chopped foul down the third base side. He will come back and try it again. Saunders and Victor Martinez have matched up frequently. Victor Martinez 5 for 18 coming into play tonight against Saunders. Joe making his 7th start of the year for the Rangers, the 33-year-old of Virginia Tech. Another 2-2 pitch instead as a throw to first, and Kinsler back standing. Carlos Pena over there for the 2nd straight night. Veteran signing with the Rangers about a week ago. Rangers called him up last night. Nice to see Carlos back after a 12-and-a-half-year absence from the team that originally drafted him. 2-2. Hit well to left field. That is over the head of Michael Choice, up against the wall. Kinsler being waved around third. He will score without a throw. And Victor Martinez tomahawking a double. Drives in Kinsler, and the Tigers have a 2-0 lead.
I was thinking when Martinez came to the plate, how does this guy have 50 RBIs behind Miguel Cabrera's 61? And this is why. He gets a hanging curveball from Joe Saunders. Ian Kinsler on first base scores easily. But Victor stays back behind this ball and drives it over Michael Choice's head. And looks like it hits the bottom of the wall out in left center field.
So 2 hits in the inning. They've both gone for extra bases, a triple and now a double. And here's J.D. Martinez, first ball swinging. He drives one to left center field. That is up the alley. Victor Martinez will score. J.D. Martinez standing at second with back-to-back RBI doubles, and the Tigers make their lead 3-0. And Mike Maddox bouncing out of the Ranger dugout to See if he can't slow down this Motown onslaught.
It's like Saunders just having trouble with his location. Just everything is out over the middle of the plate and up in the zone. Here to Martinez, he gets this one down a little bit, but still out over the middle of the plate. And JD goes down and gets it and drives it in the left center field.
Well, we saw last night the Tigers handled pretty well by Colby Lewis for 6 innings, and all of a sudden the 7th they came out swinging the bats. JD Martinez right in the middle of that with a 2-run home run. All the damage done on first pitches of the at-bats. And this Tiger team, and you talked about it, Mac, about hitting being contagious. And it looks like it's early contagion for guys in the at-bats. Here's Torrey Hunter, and he's first ball swinging. Straight away center field, Leonis Martin back, stops right at the edge of the warning track and makes the catch.